Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Staglord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Thank you, Lady Aldori, distinguished guests. It is a great honor for me. It is with the greatest joy that I announce the founding of my barony in Dunsward. It shall be called Varnholds. But I must say that this happy event is not mine to claim alone. The stolen lands would never have yielded to me if it weren't for the valor of my friends and companions. Now I would like to introduce my right hand, a hero without whose help I wouldn't be standing here now. Please, step forward.
But, Varn, my dear friend, would you please be so kind as to explain what devil take you you've been doing? I financed this venture with my own personal funds, not to mention all the effort and time I've invested. And pray tell, what was it all for? For you to assemble the fruits of our labors and pitch the whole lot down the privy?
Fruits? I've been busy guarding these fruits from Brevoy's incessant fruit moths. But I'm a baron now. We finally have our own land. For the first time in our lives, we're independent. No one can tell us what to do. And you want to destroy everything we've achieved by inviting spies into our house? Of course! Why not? Please, do come in, eavesdrop, sniff around, take whatever you please. Cephal is generous. He said make yourself at home.
Oh, Asmodeus. Please give me the patience to withstand this nonsense, or take my soul already. Varn, what are you saying? What is this independence you speak of? We depend on Restov for literally everything, from the inflow of settlers to the food to feed them. I like Jamandi no more than you do, but it will take us years to free ourselves from her influence. Right now we must bow to our patron, brag about a title we received from her very hands.
Listening to you is disgusting. Did we claw away our own piece of land, only to keep toiling away for all those... Ah, friend! You're right on time. Come, be our arbiter.
At issue is the fact that Jamandi Aldori has generously offered to Magar the use of her envoy. But who is Jamandi Aldori? The very same one who created our barony, and who could make it disappear with a flick of her finger. An insignificant figure in the grand scheme of things, no doubt. But good Varn refused her. And to top it all off, he rather suggestively hinted that he considers every single one of Brevoy's diplomats to be spies.
What else should I consider them? Cephal, have you grown foggy in your old age? I can hardly recognize you. You've always been a hardliner. You've always put the interests of our ventures above everything else. And now you want us to roll over on our backs for the Aldori, wiggle our tails, and wait to be petted. We're an independent state now, and we shall have it known to all that we won't be ordered about.
Magar, of course they're spies. You refused the spy in plain sight. Congratulations, well done. Now the Sword Lords will send other spies, ones we won't even be able to see. Restov has invested a great deal in our barony. He is ready to invest yet more. So why bite the hand that feeds us before the feeding is over? We could at least pretend to be humble, so long as we're still getting something for it.
Well, for one thing, that's low. By accepting Restov's handouts, we're taking on certain obligations. I know you don't care a fig for morality, but think of our reputation. Who will want to deal with us if we steal from our employers and stab them in the back?
Why do you keep saying us and our? Do I need to remind you that you're a baron now? That is the difference between you and me. You were born of a noble family, and yet even now, after receiving lands and power, you continue to think like the leader of a band of thugs. And my parents plowed the soil, and I learned to read by moonlight. But even as a snot-nosed child, I tried to think like a ruler, a king without a kingdom. After decades, my plans and schemes are finally bearing fruit. I shall not allow you to destroy everything we've created with your stupid pride.
Allies? You mean vassals. Jamandi keeps singing about freedom and independence, but that's only because it's the legal loophole she's using. In truth, she doesn't want Varnhold as an ally. She wants Varnhold as a puppet.
For once, I will agree with you, Magar. And you, my comrade, do not be so naive. Jamandi is no friend, not to us. Brevoy is on the verge of civil war. When she sends us to die for her ambitions, she'll more than recover Brevoy's investment in us.
If you know this, then why would you kowtow to her? You may be an old fox, but she's no little sheep. You think you can deal with the devil, take what you want, and then slip away without paying?
Exactly. As Modius is my witness, I know more about deals with devils than you. In fact, I am accustomed to playing the devil's role myself in deals of this sort. All right, enough arguing. What is done cannot be undone. You spoiled my game quite a bit, Magar, and I will not forget it in a hurry. We shall try to play with the hand we were dealt. Celebrations are over. It's time for everyday life. I suggest we exchange bows with the respected hosts and set off to Varnhold. We have much work to do.
Aha! I see you've included everything, just as I asked. Thank you, Kiadi.
Magar, what does this mean? Tell me, what am I to make of this?
I sent some much-needed aid to our neighbors in the Shrike Hills. They're our only possible allies in the coming carnage. Cephal, I know your opinion, but be realistic. The Aldori are not our friends. We can't count on them for help if something happens. We're expendable.
You will not preach realism to me, you naive boy. Yes, we are bargaining chips to them. That is exactly what I'm basing my politics on. A delicate contraption which you are smashing to bits. War will come to Brevoy, even you can see that. But as long as it hasn't yet begun, you can scarcely do better than pretending to be the Eldori's most loyal vassals. Exactly. Praised be Asmodeus. At least someone in this traveling circus can understand me. Listen to me carefully, you three. Yes, Heri, this involves you too. Things are looking bad. First, the land here is fertile, but its most bountiful crop is Cyclopes' graves. Second, it shares a border with the Obaria, well known for its epidemics. Gods forbid the wind carries the next plague here. Settlers are reluctant to come here as it is. I can scarcely blame them. Do not become too attached to Varnhold. This is but a stepping stone. Our real prize lies to the west. But what does Varn do? He sends them gifts. Better to send them assassins. Without their Baron, the Shrike Hills would descend into a struggle for power, and Silverstep and the Canelands would fall to us soon after.
Such villainy!
Do not interrupt your regent, Varn, or relieve me of the position this instant. Now, what is the most important thing here? The Aldori are afraid of unleashing war. They know that if they tried to separate from Brevoy without some kind of outside support, the Sotova would crush them. So, we must convince them that we are their most loyal allies. We will stoke the Aldori into an uprising. When the unrest picks up, we shall strike them in the back and make them fight on two fronts. While you, Your Grace, were drinking wine at the feast, I was busy acquiring a map of Nivotka's Crossing. Look at these fortifications. If we could seize this town, we'd win a significant piece of Brevik land along with it. After we've assisted the Sotova in hanging the Aldori on the gates, they will allow us to keep part of what we have seized as a reward. Then we will have peace and prosperity.
Get out of my sight, Cephal. Get out! Never would the name of Magar Varn be tarred with such abominable villainy. It never happened while I was leader of a mercenary party, and won't happen now that I'm Baron.
Great Asmodeus, what did I do to deserve this punishment? Why do I deal with you at all? I should have taken my share and retired a long time ago. I'll be off somewhere soon enough, to Absalom or Cheliax. I shall read books on the porch and drink wine, while you do whatever you want. Burn the city down and get yourself killed. Come to me.
I can't believe my ears. Must the history of our country begin with such villainy? Oh, Cephal. Cephal. Well. Let the old devil cool off. I'll talk to him later. Is that all, Kiadi? I see. So, we've got a revolutionary from Galt on our hands. A tavern keeper writes us. She saw the revolutionary walking around, stirring up the people for an uprising. Well, you're the general. You go and deal with it. Talk to the tavern keeper. Find out where to look for this instigator. Well, far be it from me to teach you how to do your job. When you finish, report back to me. By the gods, what a worry. Uprisings, intrigues, these damn letters. That Gunderson and his bracelet. And the Baron has to see to all of that, and listen to everyone's complaints while he's at it. What a nuisance.